Food for thought, an offensive essay. Listen on at your peril. Why did data produce such variable influences upon human beings? If you tell men that the banking system creates and owns all society's money, and it only ever rents it to us for a fee and for a period of its choosing, there are two different reactions. We can discount those who don't believe it, as it is very easily proven, except of course to the intensely stupid, with whom it is all permanently incomprehensible. Putting them aside, how do people react to these data? One person will be shocked at the injustice of it and the obvious concentration of power it delivers into a very few hands. Another person will not even think it worthy of remembering for 10 minutes. There are more of the latter than the former too, so how can this be? If you ever make the acquaintance of those who are deeply into the culture of far western Queensland, you will eventually be told of certain laws they hold and obey. One of these, if disobeyed, will see you drummed out of their society, as it is taken very seriously indeed. Others can only wonder at the gravity with which one such a law is treated. On the face of it, it is a simple enough rule: never feed another man's dog. The dogs out there are both working dogs and companions, and any attempt to feed another's is regarded as an attempt to steal the dog's affections away from his owner. This is blatant theft, and is of a very personal nature. The notion that affections follow food is held to be an axiomatic truth. Most peasants hold that one can learn much about people through observing animals. Where did the expression come from that the way to a man's heart is through his stomach? The early sultans of the Ottoman Empire evidently believed that food could enslave men and hold their loyalty. Their famous standing army, the Janissaries, was built around the ceremony of a kitchen. Their recruits were all originally young boys taken from Christian families. They were given a Spartan-like upbringing and converted to Islam. Their emblems and banners were not flags or standards. The Corps' emblem was a cauldron, their headgear included a ladle, and their commanding officer was known as the soup maker. All symbolism and ceremony reminded the Janissary of who fed him. These elite troops always insulated the sultans from the ambitions of the Turkish aristocrats. Organized into ortas of about 200 to 400 men, Suleiman the Magnificent had 165 of them, and their loyalty throughout their existence was dog-like towards their sultan master. The threat to Europe of Ottoman power rose with the Janissaries to culminate in the siege of Vienna, and it fell only with their corruption. It is embarrassing, it's humiliating, but men, like dogs, are loyal to those who feed them beyond all else. Dogs and Janissaries think pretty much alike, it seems, but how far away from this are the rest of us? The human dog is nurtured at the cauldron of money. He carries a ladle to imbibe. Tell him that his sultan is a banker, and he is as submissive to the one as to the other. He may be offended that you noticed, but his loyalty continues, fixated upon the soup maker. The loyalty of a dog depends upon one's ability to prevent that dog from getting food other than from oneself. Our submission to our bankers resides in their ability to prevent us from having money in society other than through their good officers. If we had a national credit authority that created and issued money equal to our proven need to increase it, and we all got an equal share of it, we could contemplate change. Yes, indeed. We could all then prostrate ourselves before something other. What? A new heaven and a new earth? Why not? Mammon, in any case, has proven to be a boring old bitch. When Napoleon said that soldiers march on their stomachs, did he really mean, perhaps, that they marched upon their ideas of moral rectitude? Of course not. But there is something higher and more useful than walking on our own guts, and the thing is to find it, if we can.